What's the reason for the season? All right. I asked that question just to kind of spark and kick off this video with this concept of, one of the things that can happen, and it can happen really fast as games get going, is that this happens both from the player perspective and also from the parent perspective, especially when the success isn't coming right away, right? Parent, player, everybody starts to get so caught up in doing the things and being so focused on the hits and so focused on the corrective actions and getting the extra lessons in with the pitching coach. And all that stuff is good and it's fine and it's not even a bad thing. But I think that one of the great opportunities that you have is prior to the season and then throughout the season, getting with your child and getting clarity on the purpose and the values. It could be character values. It could be a process-oriented goal that you want to establish with your child, so that throughout the season you're always coming back to that, so that even in the midst of challenges, your child, say, not playing, for instance, let's say that in the beginning of the season, one of the core things that you want your child to really learn is the value of preparation, okay? The value of being prepared, staying prepared. Now, if your child experiences some disappointment because they don't start, at the end of the game, yes, allow them to express their disappointment, but then you can always go back to, hey, while you were on the bench, what were you doing, or what did you do, or how were you behaving in a way that kept you prepared in the event that you were going to get called in to go in? I remember as a freshman at Princeton University, I did not start. There were 8 seniors. It was a tough team to start. We had an awesome team. We actually won the Ivy League championship that year. But one of the things that I did was I would make sure that foul balls, I was the first one to try to get the foul ball. I also was involved in wiping down the baseballs and running them up to the umpire. Now, somebody could have said, dude, why are you doing that? That's who wants to chase the foul balls, right? And your coach, your child's coach, might encourage that, for the players that aren't playing to go chase the foul balls. Whatever is allowed, just encourage your child to have ideas of what they can do that reinforces the values that you've set prior to the season, and that throughout this season, again, irregardless of the mistakes, the wins, the losses, all that stuff, taking something back to the value that you have set and that they can hold themselves accountable to and that you can hold them accountable to is going to be helpful as you help them create a perspective and a mindset that they are learning. They are developing certain character skills and character traits and life skills. This is really, really, really helpful, particularly for players that tend to have perfectionistic type of tendencies, right? Everything's got to be perfect, and if it's not perfect, then they lock up and then they are overly critical of themselves. After the game, you come back. Hey, are you implementing the strategies? Are you doing the things that are taking you down this journey, down this path that we set in the beginning of the season, or that we set in the beginning of the game? I talk about this in one of my modules in Unlocking Confidence, a parent's guide to helping your child overcome the fear of failure. It's a mini course that I created. The link is below. Definitely check that out. I believe it's going to be helpful for you. I've got an entire module that deals with the perfectionistic type of player and how you as a parent can help. I dealt with some perfectionism when I played, at times being overly critical, and just learning different ways to navigate that help me so that when I play, I can play just free, I can play bold, I can play having fun and enjoying the moment. And so I think that's going to be helpful for you. So just wanted to give you some perspective here. What's the reason for the season? Giving them a purpose, setting values, setting goals that are process-oriented, that highlight character traits, that highlight process-oriented stuff. I also talk about process-oriented goals and what that looks like for baseball in that course as well. But Steve Young, your baseball mentor with Athletes Approach, Youth Baseball Mindset Mastery Group. I'll see you soon.